Hey everyone, welcome to my channel, it's me Gamerturk, and today we got some decently significant news on the upcoming Art Online Alicization Lycoris updates, including a smoother and shorter Chapter 1 experience for players and significant performance improvements. Art Online Games lead Yosuke Futami is quite active on Twitter, SAO Beaters Cafe and on Dengeki articles, and we do get news quite often, almost on a weekly basis on SAO Wikia and translate them all. And while I do share all these news on my Twitter, they are not always as noteworthy to make a video about them. This one, however, barely made the cut for a short video, especially when combined with the Dengeki article from last week too. The upcoming patch, version 1.05, is currently undergoing final checks and will go live either next week or the week after. The good thing is, since the previous update caused quite the uproar in the Western community as all platforms received it with a delay on varying degrees compared to Japan, they changed their update delivery pipeline and all platforms worldwide will receive the update at the same time from here on out, so we will get it the same time as Japan too, not a week or two after, which is great news in my opinion. Do not expect too much from the V1.05 update though. It does not have a huge amount of things. In fact, it offers slight performance improvements as all the previous updates have, possibly addressing some minor cause of frame drops and some other bug fixes here and there that have not even been detailed. The most notable addition in this one is the first major step towards more frequent autosaves, so you don't accidentally lose your progress while hunting or questing back to back in individual areas. For some reason they decided to change quick save data into a more confusing load quest data for the menu for whatever reason, but this feature essentially prompts an autosave after you defeat a quest named monster, which probably includes the Calamity Beasts. I call them Calamity Beasts. I know they have a different name starting with C, clairvoyant, clandescent, condescending, I don't know. It's the beasts you defeat to charge up Divine Beast pillars. Since when you get close to them on the map, they do activate a sudden quest, I have no reason to believe they won't prompt autosaves either. But as I said, that is the biggest notable mention in V1.05, nothing else is stated in the Dengeki articles either. But V1.06, which will arrive early September, will be significantly focusing on load times and frame rate issues. The wording here is quite important. While all updates did address performance issues here and there in small ways, this one explicitly states the improvements to be significant, which they never stated in the previous update. So if you're on consoles or on PCs that are having these bottlenecks, it appears V1.06 is your next milestone to look forward to on your calendar. Again, this update is scheduled for early September. V1.06 is also going to introduce landmarks around chests and stone statues, though it's not exactly clear what is meant here. I mean, they already do show up on maps and I doubt they will add any quick travel stones around them. We'll see, I guess. Bonfires will also be added to the Centauria map in this update in early September, so you won't need to suffer 2 additional loading screens by going into your tent just to skip to daytime, then leave your tent to turn in your service quests. As for more future-oriented things that are planned for late September, a story light mode will be added for Chapter 1 content. For those who are not aware or yet to get the game, this is the awfully long and uneventful prologue of the game, where the game loosely adapted the Human Realm arc and chucked in just as much game original story content as its prologue, which had about an hour or two of gameplay and about 9 to 10 hours of visual novel stuff, which was way too excessive even by VN standards. Story Light mode will allow players to reach game original content faster by streamlining Chapter 1 for those who want it. Along with that, a semi-auto mode is planned for combat, which is dubbed Controls Light mode, which I assume will just be auto attacks without requiring you to spam attack, just like how Hollow Fragment functioned. Developers are planning to add more endgame content with the late September update, however this is not yet set in stone and depends on how fast they can tackle the previously mentioned topics in this video first, as they are the priority at the moment. But from the looks of it, late September or early October, you can expect more raid content, which will hopefully be harder and more intricate than the current ones that some people are beating within 30 seconds with bows and stuff. Speaking of raids, the ability to save your raid members is currently slated for one of the two September updates. It seems, I have to mention, it is listed for both v1.06, which is the early September update, and v1.07 or later header. So I guess they did not finalize yet whether it'll be early or late September just yet. And of course, the free story update and the paid DLCs are just over the horizon too, and more information and specifics about those will arrive late September or later too. I imagine the free story update will be similar to Hollow Realization's Warriors of the Sky update, which was a huge addition but very light in terms of its story. While it only acted as a tease for the DLC story to come, the content and overhauls that arrived with that update set Hollow Realization's combat on the right path, or at least built the foundation to fix all the gameplay balance exploits. So do not expect too much story from the free story update, but be hopeful for what it'll bring to the table for the gameplay foundation itself. That's it from this news drop. Hope you found the information useful and are looking forward to one or two things mentioned on the list. If you did, make sure to leave a like. Do subscribe and hit the bell icon for more Art Online Alicization Lycoris coverage and guides. Follow on Twitter and Facebook for faster news access. Medina merch is available on my Teespring page. And a huge thanks to all my patrons and channel members as always. Until next time, stay cool.